Hi, I'm looking at myself, and again, going to wait a few more seconds for people to get on here. Today I will be talking about body image and self-esteem. I am Malka Katzenstein. I am a wellness coach, and one of my specialties is body image and self-image and emotional eating and topics related to that. So and part of the reason for that is that this is something that's interesting to me, and another reason is that I find that it's something that so many people struggle with, and it's really, really hard because it's sort of like at the core of like how you feel about yourself. And I think that it's really hard to get around that in the world that we live in. And so I wanted to talk about that because if you don't struggle with this at all, great. And I'm really happy for you. But I think all of us kind of experience it, a little bit of it at one time or another. And so I want to talk about what it is and why it's not good for you and things that we can do to help ourselves with that. So first, I think it's important to understand what body image and self-esteem are. Body image is, both of them are how we see ourselves, how we think about ourselves. So body image is not about how your body looks. Body image is how you feel about your body, regardless of how it looks. It's a mental picture that you have of your body and your feelings around that. And self-esteem is how you think of yourself, how you value yourself as a person, and whether your opinion of yourself not based on anything at all other than the fact that you are you and you exist. And the two are related. They affect each other. They influence each other. When one is bad, it could harm the other one. And it's worth working on both of them to get them both to be where they are. And if one is healthy, it will hopefully influence the other to be healthy, because ultimately they're both about the way we see ourselves and the way that we think about ourselves. So healthy body image is accepting your body regardless of what it looks like, recognizing that it might not be perfect and you might not love how it looks all the time, but recognizing its strengths and recognizing that how your body looks and even how you think about your body don't represent your value as a person. And it's, I feel like it's important to say this because there's also this, body acceptance, body positivity theory, movement, however you want to think about it. And I think that has value in its way, but I don't think that having a healthy body image means that you have to love your body every single moment. I think having a healthy body image means that you can be realistic, that you don't always love how your body looks, and it's not going to ruin your life. So I just thought it was important to put that in there because, if you read about that or you hear people talking about it and you think that you have flaws and they bother you, but you're okay with yourself, and you can't get behind, some flaw that you think you see in yourself. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It's just a little piece of the puzzle, and it's more nuanced than that. So I just wanted to say that. And healthy self-esteem is valuing and appreciating yourself just for who you are, recognizing that you have value as a person, and that yes, there's always room for improvement and there's always ways to grow, but that you can make mistakes, and it doesn't mean that you are terrible. It doesn't mean it's not a statement on your value. And, being able to recognize those two things are really important. So it's, I wanted to talk about first, I will get to, how we can, how we can improve both of those things. But first I want to talk about why it's harmful to have, when those things are not healthy. It can lead to, first of all, it can lead to just really feeling bad about yourself, and that doesn't feel good. It can lead to, depression. It can lead to eating disorders, especially if it's about body image. And it can keep you back. You might think you're not good enough to do something, or you don't look good enough so that you're not going to participate in that activity or go to that party or hang out with those people. And you're missing out on that. And because those are all things that are good for mental health and for feeling good about yourself. And another thing people keep on saying, like, okay, I'll do that when, I lose 10 pounds, or I'll do that when I figure this out, or, I'm not good enough for that because I can't do that well. And that hurts, it hurts inside. It hurts to feel like that. And it's going to hold you back from things that can really help you and help you grow and help you move. And it becomes like, like a cycle. You do things that make you feel good about yourself, and then you feel good about yourself, and then you'll do more things that make you feel good about yourself, and then you will feel better about yourself, and it keeps on going like that. So knowing that can also be a way to kind of like push yourself into doing something that you might feel you're not ready for, you're not good enough for, or you don't look good enough for, but you just do it. And very often it will get you moving on that journey. So now that we know that, what it is, why it's important to do that, you can't just flip a switch and say, okay, now I am going to feel great about myself. I'm going to feel great about my body. I'm going to feel great about how I look because I know it's important. It's really hard to do that. And I'm going to talk about a few things that we can do, and also want to say that I realize it's not so easy just because you know what it is. I do want to point out that it takes some work. It's making a decision that this is something that you want to work on because, because it's something you want to give yourself. It's something you want to feel good about. And then, you might have to work it into your day. You might have to set some alarms on your phone or something that remind you to do things that are, that are there to help you. So, one thing, the way to start is just take care of your body. If you take care of your body by getting enough sleep, I know that I say this almost every single time I give a talk, but these are really the fundamentals about feeling good physically, emotionally, mentally. These are really the basics of physical and emotional health, and mental health is really making sure that you eat properly, make sure that you eat regularly so that your blood sugar stays steady, and that you eat the nutrients that are going to make you feel good. And that's another thing to talk about, certain foods that just, the way they work, the way that your body digests them, make you feel good and bad. And that's a whole other thing. But, eating things that are going to make you feel good. If you eat regularly, most likely your mood will stay better. You get enough sleep, your mood will be good. If you exercise because you like how it feels and because it's good for your mood, that's also. And even exercising for your body, it's good for your body to exercise. And even if you want to tone up or you want to burn some calories, as long as it is all in a healthy way and within, not because you're punishing yourself. We hear people talk about, you have to burn off that pizza or whatever. It's not a punishment. Pizza's not a punishment, and exercise shouldn't be a punishment. And I say this a lot also, it's important to find the exercise that you enjoy, because that way you'll do it, but also you'll enjoy yourself while you're doing it, and you deserve to do things that you like to do. And that's, a way to start thinking that, you deserve to, if you're going to be doing something, then you deserve to. We all have things every day that we would not choose to do if we didn't have to. We all have obligations, but things that are for you, make them the things that you like. Another really important thing is to not compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself, for sure, not to, images you see on social media or, celebrity pictures, whatever it is. First of all, there's so much AI. There's so much that's altered. There's so many, things that are not even real. And also people, everybody's different. And if looking at those things makes you feel bad about yourself, then just don't do it. You really don't have to. And also, don't compare yourself to yourself the way you were last year, 10 years ago, even last week. Because you know what? Our bodies change and we change. And, maybe, I don't know, different things happen, circumstances happen, schedules change even. So if you were feeling great because you were, reading these lofty journals, or I don't know, whatever it is that you think you should be, makes you smart, or whatever it is that you want to be. And now you're not doing it because, I don't know, you're busy, you're working hard, you're taking care of your kids. This isn't the time when that's the thing that you can do. And it doesn't mean that you are less than you were before. And I specifically chose an example that wasn't about your body, but also if your body looks different than it did before you had kids, if your body looks different than it did last week, that was then and this is now. And think about what you need to do to make yourself feel good about you and your body right now. Comparisons are really, really hard and harmful. Think about what your body, the strengths. Well, this is about everything. This is about self-esteem also, self-esteem and body image. Think about your strengths. So when we're talking about your body, think about, what do you love about your body that, that that you can, I don't know, something that makes you proud of it, something that's strong about you. And also for you as a person, like what talents do you have? What, what are you particularly good at? What do other people love about you? What do you love about you? And I know that I said this before, and I know that it can sound really like, oh yeah, great idea, but then do it. And it's so much harder. But if you actually are having a hard time finding things that you love, sorry, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I got disconnected. I just got a thing that I had poor connection. But, if you're having a hard time thinking about things that you admire, thinking about things that you're proud of, and thinking about strengths that about in you and strengths about your body, then that probably means you should be spending time doing it. So, if you want to make it a practice every day, write down 3 things you love about yourself, 3 things you love about your body. And sometimes if you really can't come up with something right away, then that forces you to think about it. And then you might realize things that you didn't realize before. Another thing is dress. Dress for yourself. Dress to feel good. Dress in clothes that, first of all, that fit you. Don't try to squeeze into things just because you think that they should fit you. You won't be comfortable for sure, and you most likely will feel terrible about yourself also because you won't be physically comfortable, and also you probably won't love the way it looks, and you'll feel bad about that. So if you have clothing that you've been like, when I fit into that, when I fit into that, when I fit into that, get clothes that fit you, get clothes that look good on you. Sometimes the colors that we wear, there are people who actually do this as a profession. They help people find the colors that flatter them. And I am a believer in, I'm very sensitive to a lot of things. So for me, I know like colors that I like just really make me feel good. I would really be interested to know, to learn about like that as a, as a science, because I think, we all have our colors that we love, and then, the things that just like make us feel blah. So don't wear colors that make you feel blah. Don't wear clothes that make you feel blah. Wear things that make you feel good. Wear things that make you feel good about yourself. Have fun with it, accessorize. If you like makeup, then wear makeup, and don't wear makeup because you're so ugly without makeup. Wear makeup because you enjoy makeup and you like how it makes you look. Awareness, when you catch yourself beating up on yourself, and that comes with practice. That's another one of those things that comes with practice. But it gets easier. It really does. As you learn to do this, you can ask, you can find somebody, recruit somebody in your life for accountability, ask someone to like, hey, if you ever catch me saying these kind of things or negative things about myself or about my body, please let me know nicely. Actually, that's important because you don't want other people to beat up on you either. But learn how to catch yourself when you do that so that then you can stop doing it. And if, you want to, think a little bit about like why you would be saying that. What is it that's bothering you? Excuse me. How you can turn that around, how you can reframe it in a way that makes you feel good about yourself, or that's going to at least get you started on a path to feel good about yourself. And as far as celebrating your strengths and celebrating the things that are special about you, you can even do that with a journal. Every day, write down, some things, decide what it is, how many you want to write, something that you're grateful to your body. Gratitude also comes in, plays a role over here, something that you're grateful to your body for, even if it's something like, I'm really grateful because, I don't know, I was able to carry the bags from my car into my house. My arms are strong. And it starts with that. If that's, where you are, you start with that. And if you even want to say the same thing every day like that until you start to really believe it and you start to feel it. And then I really think it's true that you start with something and that will just kind of get you started on the path to being able to, first of all, make it a regular practice, and second of all, it becomes a little bit more automatic to you. Those are things that can help with that. When you're feeling stressed and things are bothering you and you're not feeling good about yourself and you're hating on yourself or you're hating on your body, sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes there's something else. Maybe you had a bad day at work, or maybe it's just bad weather. And so before you get into a spiral of beating up on yourself and really getting into a slump about things like that, maybe just stop for a minute, which is always helpful. Take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, okay, what's really bothering me? And what can I do to help myself? What can help me feel better? And sometimes it's taking a walk around the block. Sometimes it's just like taking 5 minutes to breathe. It can be different every day, but just taking that time also is sending the message to you, to yourself, from yourself, that you are important, that you matter, that you can hear yourself, and that you can listen to yourself, and that you can take care of yourself. And I think, I don't remember if that was the first thing that I said, but it should have been taking care of yourself. I know I did say that, eating well, but taking care of yourself. And that also means, giving yourself some time to rest when you're feeling like overwhelmed or overworked or just overexcited, overstimulated, or overly upset. Just check in with yourself and respect yourself. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Trust yourself that you can have the answers, and that if you don't, maybe you can't pinpoint it, but that's okay too, because you don't have to be perfect all the time. And I say this to myself too. I'm talking to myself. I get very stressed when I can't do everything the way I wanted to and the way I thought it would be in my head. And so I get it. And the important thing is to not let that eat you up and not let that define you. When you're doing, any of these things, it's really important to have the awareness that you're doing this because you care about yourself, because you want to feel good, not as a punishment and not as I'll never be good at this and I'll never do this well and I'll always look terrible and I'll always be fat, or whatever it is that you say to yourself when you're feeling that. No, you're going to do these things because you deserve it, and you deserve to feel good about yourself, and you deserve to feel good about your body. And those two things are, one will feed into the other. One of the benefits, let's talk about why it's good for you. You'll discover new things, you'll learn new things. Don't let things hold you back. If you are going to, say you can't do anything because you're feeling terrible. You know what? Yes, everybody can have a bad day, but if you're going to say it's because you don't deserve it or because you can't do it well, don't let that stop you. Just do it. Be around people who are supportive. If there are people who are kind of feeding this in you, telling you you're not good or insulting you or not being helpful, first of all, you can speak up. You can let them know that that wasn't a helpful thing to say. And if you have to, just don't be around them if you know, don't be around them if you don't have to. Hang around with people who are good for you and that help you feel good about yourself. You know, and it doesn't depend on other people. Self-esteem really is dependent on ourselves and accepting ourselves and feeling good about ourselves. What other, you know, when that's healthy, what other people say shouldn't affect it, you know, affect the level of your self-esteem. It doesn't feel good. It still might not feel good. And you know what? You don't deserve that either. None of us do. So be around people who are supportive. Be around people also who are on a journey of self-growth and want to feel good about themselves and learn what makes them feel good. And do things that make you feel good. You know, do things that are going to help you feel good, because that's just going to help you feel good, and then that's going to lead you to do more things. Like I said, it's kind of like a cycle that just like keeps on going, and it's sorry. You know, those are you know, that's where it's kind of like in our own hands. You know, like we can you know, we can hold ourselves back, or we can say that we want to you know, we want to do what we can to help ourselves. And of course, if you are really struggling with this, you know, poor self-esteem and an unhealthy body image to a degree where you are, you know, experiencing depression, or you're like kind of, you know, getting into eating disorder behaviors, or if it takes over in any way or holds you back from doing things that you want to be doing, if it holds you back from doing things, you know, functioning in your daily life, then obviously you know, that's a time to go get professional help. And, you know, because it shouldn't affect, you know, we all have our bad days. And I think it's important to say that, like I said before, having healthy body image doesn't mean that you love every part of your body. It means that you love your body every single day either. It means that even if you're not feeling that great about how you look, what if you have a pimple? What if you gain 5 pounds? You might not feel great about that, but it's not going to take over and ruin your day, ruin your life. Okay, maybe it'll ruin your day. No, don't let it ruin your day. You can, you know, it's normal to not feel good about things like that, but like, don't let it take over. And, you know, that's to me, that's what healthy body image is. And I also think that it's okay if people want to lose weight, because that's another thing you'll hear. And I personally, I know people have different opinions on this, but I think just because you want to lose some weight for, you know, reasons that are you know, coming from a good place and coming from healthy mindset, doesn't mean that you hate yourself, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. You know, there's no black and white, and I think there are extremes on either end. So I think it's important to say that. And I hope that this was helpful and informative. I know that people get confused, and I hope that I was able to, you know, shed some light on this. And I also hope that it was helpful because, like I said, I know that this is something that so many people struggle with. We live in a really difficult world, and, you know, if we can help ourselves, then that feels good, and that helps it just continue to get better. So I hope this was good. I hope everybody enjoyed it and has some, you know, some good takeaway from it. Thank you. Thanks for being here.